Assalamu alaikum. The Smart Schools computer lesson for class 7, video lesson number 1, chapter computer software. In this video, we shall cover system software. You can read from page number 5 to 9 from your textbook as reference. The resource required for this lesson are online with Smart Computing Book 7, pen, loose sheets, notebooks, etc. By the end of this lesson, we shall be able to describe system software and its types, define operating system, discuss utility programs, differentiate between low-level and high-level languages, describe language processors. Dear students, have you ever imagined how does a computer work? Which features of the computer make it usable and respond to our instructions? What do you know about computer programs? Let's discuss these topics in this video. We shall watch the following video to get an idea about a computer program.
In this video, we are going to discuss about system software. The system software acts as an interface between the computer, the hardware parts of the computer, and the user like you and me. Now, why this interface is required? Because we speak in language called English, or you could be speaking in some other language, but the machine understands, the computer understands only one language, which is the binary language, zeros and ones. Now, if I am speaking in English and the computer does not understand English, what is to be done? An interpreter is required, an interface is required. The system software acts as such an interface. It converts all our instructions, the instructions that we are giving in English, into a machine understandable form. For this work, there are different types of system softwares: operating system, language processors, and device drivers. Let's see what these softwares do. Operating system, it is responsible for functioning of all the different hardware parts. As you know, a computer has got a CPU, it has got keyboard, mouse, printer, video, so many hardware parts. Operating system is required so that these hardware parts can function properly, they can follow our instructions. Operating system is always the first software that is loaded into the system when we switch on our computer. So, operating system is always very important. If your system does not have an operating system, it will not work, because operating system manages the memory, the processor, the speed with which it will work, the file, and many other different tasks that we will be discussing in another video. Now, let's see what a language processor is. As I discussed just now with you, the computer language is different and our language is different. So, when it comes to human and machine interactions, we can have three types of languages: machine level language, simple strings of zeros and ones, the binary language that the computer understands. Then assembly level language. A bit above that, we have mnemonics. We have small words that will tell the computer what to do instead of zeros and ones. High level languages, English like languages that we are used to, the programming languages, they are written in high level languages. So, these are the three languages. What a language processor will do? Language processor will convert a high level language into an assembly level language or a machine level language that the computer can understand easily. For this processing, there are three types of languages: assembler, interpreter, and compiler. What does an assembler do? It will convert an assembly level program into machine level program. Remember that at the end, the program, the instructions have to be in the machine level language so that the computer can carry out those instructions. What does an interpreter do? It will convert the high level programs, the programs that we write, that we understand, into a machine level program line by line. Each line would be converted into machine level language. What does a compiler do? Compiler will again convert the high level language into a machine level language, but rather than doing it line by line, it will do it at a one go. We'll be discussing all these in a little bit more detail in a further video. Let's come to device drivers. As the name suggests, the device driver will take care of all the devices that are attached to the computer, so that these devices will function properly, like a printer or a fax machine that is attached, then device drivers will be used for that. Now, I told you just now that operating system is the software that handles all the devices. So, what does the device driver do? Operating system will interact with the device drivers so that these devices will work properly. When you attach a new device, you will need to install its driver so that the operating system will know that how that device is to be managed whenever the user sends a request. So, in this video, we have understood how a system software works, what are the different types of system softwares. In our next video, we are going to discuss about the application software.
Now, let's discuss the information which is provided in the video. First, we shall begin with system software. Students, now can you guess what is a system software? I hope from the video you have learned the definition of a system software. Now let's see it. A system software controls various operations performed by the computer hardware such as keyboard, mouse, disk drivers, etc. There are three types of system software: operating system, utility programs, and language processors. Students, which program starts when you switch on your computer? Yes, you are right. Windows is the most common operating system installed in our computers. Many other operating systems like Macintosh in Apple machines, Android in cell phones, Linux and Unix in mainframe computers are also operating system. Why do we need an operating system? We shall discuss this in this slide. An operating system is a system software that controls the overall activity of a computer system. It provides the user interface such as graphical user interface as in Microsoft Windows, command line interface as in DOS or Linux. An operating system can be a single user, multi-user or multitasking operating system. We shall discuss these terms later. A single user operating system allows only one user to use the computer at a time. A multi-user operating system supports many users to use the computer at the same time. A multitasking operating system can perform more than one operation at a time. A computer cannot work without an operating system. Similarly, an operating system is useless without a computer. Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, Android are examples of operating system. Utility programs. These are also the part of system software. These programs are used to organize the resources of the computer. You can read the definition of utility programs as shown on this screen. Utility program is a system software that improves the operation of operating system. It helps to keep the system in good condition. Backup utility, antivirus, data compression tools, network utilities, file management, and disk management are examples of utility software. Just for fun, solve the MCQs given on page 7 of your textbook. Share your answers with your teacher. Programming languages. Students, you know that a computer program is written in a special type of system software which is called a programming language. There are many types of programming languages. We shall discuss these languages in detail. There are two types of programming languages. They are low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages are machine language and assembly language. Machine language is the language of zeros and ones. It is also called binary language. A computer can easily understand instructions written in machine language because a computer can easily identify zeros and ones and their various combinations. Assembly language consists of assembly codes such as add for addition, sub for subtraction, mul for multiplication. Codes written in assembly language are not understandable by the computer. These codes are first converted into the binary equivalent in zeros and ones. The software that converts assembly language codes into machine language codes is called assembler. High-level languages. Codes written in high-level languages are human understandable language. They are called source codes. These codes are written in English words such as input, print, get, etc. Computer cannot directly understand these codes. Hence, these codes are first translated into machine language by using language translators such as compiler and interpreter. These codes are then called object codes. Java, C, C++, Fortran, Basic, Pascal, Visual Basic, PHP, .NET, COBOL, etc. are examples of high-level languages. Language processors. Students, as already mentioned, that computer cannot directly understand the codes written in high-level languages. These codes must be translated into machine language before the CPU can understand them. For this, there are language processors which do this job. Assembler, compiler, interpreter, as discussed earlier, are called language processors. These are the parts of the system software and convert codes written in high-level languages into machine language. Assembler changes assembly language codes into machine language. Interpreter reads the codes written in high-level language such as BASIC line by line and converts these codes into machine language. On the other hand, the compiler does not read the codes line by line, but it reads the whole program in one go and then converts the whole program into machine language. Instructions for students. Read from page number 5 to 7 from your textbook. Underline the terms such as system software, operating system, utility programs, computer languages, and language processors. Memorize these terms and their functions. Now let's see if we can answer these questions. What is a system software? Write the answer of this question in your loose sheet and then share your answer with your teacher. A system software is a program that controls all the functions of the computer. Name some utility programs. Disk compression tools, file compression tools, antivirus programs, backup utility, etc. are some utility programs. Let's recap what we have learned in this video. A system software is a program that controls all the functions of a computer. Operating system provides user's interface to the computer, such as Windows, Mac, etc. Utility programs offer extra features to manage computer and its resources, such as file management, disk management, file compression, etc. There are two types of programming languages: low-level languages and high-level languages. Machine language and assembly language are called low-level languages. Fortran, C, Python, etc. are called high-level languages. Language processors translate high-level language codes into machine language. Source codes are written using a high-level language, are first converted into object code before sending them to the CPU. Now, let's write answers to these questions in blue sheets. Show your answers to your computer teacher. Define an operating system. What are the types of system software? Enlist names of some operating systems used nowadays. Who is known as the father of programming language? Define language processors. Enlist its various types. What is DBMS? Students, I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson. We shall meet in the next lesson. Till then, take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.